I guess my rechargeable batteries must be dying already. Boy, they sure don't last long, those rechargeables. I see why people don't like to use rechargeables and cameras. But you know, they did last a lot longer. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, there's my whole deal there, the last video on the developments taking place in my little town. It's around 9 o'clock at night, believe it or not, and the nights will get brighter and continue to get brighter, I believe, until about August. So, you know, although we don't live in the land of the midnight sun, we are north enough where it doesn't really get all that dark in the summer months until you're well toward midnight, you know. And then, of course, come August, that starts to change. Oh, I'm listening to a whole bunch of Canadian geese. Canada geese over there someplace. I don't know if the camera can pick them up or not. Oh, good, we're still recording. I just had a look. You know, I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I bumped into on Facebook. As you know, I'm quite active on the internet, and I'm not afraid of social networking on the internet. It's a great place for a meeting of the minds. Some people feel a lot more comfortable communicating that way. I understand many of the reasons why they would, you know. It's pretty hard to get your head pounded in for something you said on the internet, unless somebody you know tracks you down or whatever. But no, I understand the advantage of sitting behind a monitor. I suppose that if I were backed into a corner, I would still express many of the same views that I do with or without internet. But I ran into this thing, and you know, I'm shocked. But well, hey, you know what? There are people who still think that the Earth is not round, that it's flat, and you know, you can walk off the edge. You know what I mean? There are people who really believe that the planet is not. Oh, look at this! Look at the deer! Look at. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Do you see? This is what I mean. That's why I don't know if you can see him running, but why I love my little town. Oh, there's another one. There. Oh, look at. He's running like crazy. Running across the road. Oh, he's crossing. Do you see that? I don't know how well this lens is getting this, but this is what I mean. I love this, you know. I love living up here for those sorts of reasons and other things. Oh, there's some more. Yeah, this is an old deer trail. It's been here as long as I can remember, ever since I was a little kid. You know, I don't know how they're dealing with that change in habitat with all the trees cut out. Anyway, back to my point. I'm sorry for that distraction. I really do love this, you know, being around nature and, you know, the whole forest living. But this person put up some sort of, I don't know, blurb or something saying about how, you know, it's cool to be homosexual, and it's cool to be lesbian, and it's cool to be pansexual, and it's cool to be bisexual, and, you know, basically stated that he didn't care what anybody's sexual orientation was. It's all cool. But the moment you start discriminating against someone else's sexual orientation, well, that's not cool. And then he ended it in an expletive, the big fancy F-U expletive. Listen, I don't know if people understand what discrimination is. Evidently, there are still people out there that don't really understand what this word means. Like for me, and I speak for myself, all right? I'm sure I speak for others, but I'm going to speak for myself. And if I have to stand alone to say what I have to say, I will. Because I am not towing the party line. For me, it isn't cool, all right, if you're a homosexual, okay? That's not cool with me. I'm going to pray for you. Odds are that God delivers you of that, all right? No, it is not cool if you're a lesbian, all right? I'm not cool with that, all right? I'm going to speak for myself, but I'm not cool with you on that, if that be the case, all right? Now I have that right to discriminate. And this person was saying, that discrimination is bad, okay? Listen, discrimination is good, okay? Because without discrimination, there wouldn't be a human being left on the planet. I don't know of a single person who does not discriminate. Now, let's get into it. What is discrimination? Discrimination is the process by which we differentiate one thing from another. Example, we discriminate light from darkness. We discriminate moral from immoral. We discriminate hot from cold. And yes, we discriminate good from bad. There is not a person in the world who does not discriminate. I don't even care if you're a moral relativist. You discriminate. You have to. All right? You discriminate what is edible from what is not edible. Can you imagine if we were not able to discriminate between, what is poison and what is not poison? We'd all be dead. We'd eat anything and die. Discrimination has a place in society. Now, like any good tool, discrimination can be abused. All right? It can be used against things in manners or a fashion or process which is not convenient. Not really convenient for the discriminator and not really convenient for those or that which is being discriminated against. Let me check my camera here. Oh good, it's still working. Now, I really think that this is what the great teacher, the greatest teacher that ever lived and ever lives and will always be the greatest, said, as the Son of Man walking upon this earth, judge righteous judgment. Friend, that's discrimination. Righteous judgment is godly discrimination. God himself discriminates. Oh yes, he does. He separated the light from the darkness. Right there. That's an act of discrimination. I hope some of you understand what I'm talking about. I don't say that all discrimination is good, but I don't think that discrimination in and of itself is bad. Sadly, people are abusing it. People abuse discrimination as well. And a large part of that is because they're not discriminating with a right spirit. Okay, here we are. Here's the post office. I should take a picture of this, eh? Post office. There we are. My beloved wife's tax returns and my tax returns being dropped April the 18th in the post office. Wow, there. Now I have a document that proves that I mailed my taxes on time. How about that? Huh? That's great. Anyway, never even thought of that. Not that I owe any money anyway. No, I'm a poor man. But I'm rich in blessings. I may as well go into my mailbox here, see if there's anything here for me. I just hope I'm clear on this discrimination thing. Because, wow, what a world we live in. You know, people think discrimination is bad. And they need to get over that, because discrimination is a good thing. I said discrimination is a good thing. Unfortunately, like all good things, people will abuse it. And that's too bad, you know. That's too bad. Now, I told this person, you know, my quick answer to this was, okay, well then I guess you think NAMBLA's cool too. For some of you who don't know, NAMBLA is an organization that thinks it's okay for men to have sex with children. That's right, you heard me correctly. They are an organization. They really do stand by what they believe. They're a very dangerous group. They're very organized. They have probably over 10,000 members. I hope some of you are hearing this. What wickedness. What wickedness. And yes, there are other groups there that think it's okay to have sex with animals and so on and so forth. So I told this person that, and they said, no, not at all. Well, right there, they just discriminated then. I mean, they should be cool with NAMBLA if they're going to be cool with all that other stuff. But they're not, you see. They're not cool. I guess they just haven't gone that far yet. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if that camera's got my image there. You know what I'm saying? They just haven't quite got that far. You know, there's still a little bit of humanity in that person because they don't agree. You know, they draw a line someplace, you know. I wonder if that's got me there in that camera. Isn't that sad? And there I am standing there with my bag blowing in the wind. Wow, you know, what do I say about this? Yeah, the world's full of creeps, you know. The world's full of, but the world is full of messed up people, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that they grew up that way. You know, they didn't have parents to raise them in the way they should go. They really, you know, were raised with very little in terms of morals, ethics, or principles. And they were often the brunt end of a lot of cruelty. You know, for them it was like survival of the fittest, law of the jungle. You know what I mean? You've got to take some of this with a grain. You know, that person told me, oh, well, that's just gross. I said, well, the definition of a lot of things are gross. I mean, you know, frankly, and I told him this, I said, frankly, I regard feces-loving sodomites. You know, that gross, that act, that's gross. I think it's gross. I think any healthy person with a healthy mind would agree that the act of sodomy is grotesque. It's a vile act. It's an unclean act. It's a misdeed. You know, anyone of a truly godly persuasion would agree that it is an abomination in the sight of God. It's not marriage. You can't equate that with marriage. Anyway, I'm not going to get too preachy about this. Just want to get preachy enough to make my point. I have never met a person in my life that didn't discriminate, right or wrong, that didn't discriminate. I never met a person in my life that wasn't biased about something. And that's okay to have biases and to be biased. Makes for an interesting world, doesn't it? Anyway, it's getting real windy. My bag's blowing in the wind here. I think I'm going to let you go. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you.